Zellick's too old. Randy Graham was drafted too high. Vinny Curry ain't got it.
I'm just going to get into the meat and potatoes of it. OJT. Fortunately, we have time to get some OJT in. Fortunately, we have time to get some on-the-job training in. Because we need it. The division is still tight. The highest number of wins in the division is 2. Barring an upset tonight by the Washington Redskins, who, may I point out, have not played anybody. They've had the easiest schedule of the season in the NFC East right now. They beat the Cardinals, whoop-de-doo, everybody do that. They lost to the Colts, nobody does that. You see what I'm saying? And they beat the Packers. Everybody right now does that as well. So I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed with the Redskins. I think Drew Brees is going to expose them. Alex Smith is another quarterback who's yet to throw for 300 yards this season. But he's not one of those guys, but he was under Andy Reid. He was getting it out under Andy Reid. I don't think Alex Smith got weapons. I don't think he has weapons. We're going to find out tonight, though. Now, on-the-job training. What I mean by on-the-job training is very simple. Very simple. We don't have a 5-0 team in our division right now. We don't have a 4-0 team in our division right now. We don't have an undefeated team in our division right now, which means we have time to get some of these mistakes corrected, fortunately. Now, I could tell you about the story about yesterday, but we already know that story. We started off slow. The play calling was terrible in the beginning. We didn't run the ball. You know, a lot of that falls on Doug. I think Doug knows that based off the press conference that I saw. Terrible play calling to start the game. We got it together to finish the game. Fumbles. Mind you, these guys only got 16 points on us. If I'm correct, they only got 16 points. We gave them 7. End up losing by, what, 2 or whatever the case may be? Stuff like that can't be happening. We can't give away nobody. We can't give nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? This was a potential loss that I accounted for already, but the 2 giveaways to the Bucks and to the Colts make this even worse than what it is. This is the first time we've been below 500 in how long? You know what I mean? It ain't holding up well for us right now. A lot of things got to change. We have time for some OJT. I think Maddox played well in the safety position. Once again, Jalen Mills with the double moves. I mean, you know it's bad when you know you're a marked man. Kirk Cousins was under pressure, not even looking at Thielen, just throwing it in his direction. Thielen knows he has to do a double move to get space. Kirk Cousins just throw it up. Just throw it up from their own end zone. And Jalen Mills can't be there to make a play on the ball. When has Jalen Mills been there to make a play on the ball besides the red zone? Jalen Mills should probably be reduced to just a red zone corner at this point. Every week you're getting torched. When haven't we given up a 100-yard receiver? Only in the Colts game? Every week you're getting torched. But enough about Jalen Mills. Enough about Jalen Mills. I just don't understand what the hell he was happy for the red zone stop. You already gave up the cheeks on the same drive to get them in the red zone. What are you happy about? What are you celebrating for? I understand you got to do whatever you got to do to motivate yourself, but that ain't the answer. That ain't the answer. You made the play, get back in the huddle. You make 10 of those before you celebrate next time. It's time for tough love and on-the-job training. I think it's so biased of the organization to move Graham after one bad performance, to move Wisnowski after a few bad performances, but not to move Mills, who've been performing bad the entire goddamn season so far. That's what's frustrating to me. We're willing to move everybody else, but we're not willing to move Mills. You know, these are self-inflicted wounds, and that's exactly what Doug said, and I agree with you, Doug. These are self-inflicted moves because the choice to not stop the bleeding and not move Jalen Mills is self-inflicted. We're doing that to ourselves by not giving other people a chance on the outside. You're right, it is a self-inflicted wound. We keeping the scab open. We keeping the wound open. We're not closing the hole. The defense, in my opinion, performed pretty well, with the exception of Jalen Mills giving up those double moves again. Thielen is not even a blindingly fast receiver, but his route running is on 99. He's not blindingly fast. His route running is impeccable. I told y'all 2 weeks ago, they're going to pick on Jalen Mills. They're going to pick on Jalen Mills. You know our secondary weak. When the Bills could shut down Mariota, but we can't. Mariota could throw for 300 plus. I don't even know if he threw for 100 against the Bills. They didn't even score a touchdown. The Tennessee Titans have not scored a touchdown 2 times this season already. But yet when we play them, they players looking like Dan Marino. Come on, man. Come on. These are self-inflicted wounds. That is the right name for this, Doug. Self-inflicted wounds. And it's a personnel decision. It ain't mental mistakes on the field. It's the decision to keep certain personnel in because you like them. We can't do that. It's about winning football games at this point. Winning football games at this point. That's what it's about. Winning football games at this point. Now, you could deal with antics if it's a superstar receiver. Like, take Odell Beckham, for example. You got to deal with that. That's Odell Beckham. Jalen Mills ain't nobody right now. Jalen Mills is costing us, man. Costing us big time. Costing us big time. Now you got the Washington Redskins. These dudes wearing Super Bowl hats from goddamn 1990-something, 1980-something. These guys haven't mattered in the longest. And they talking about they #1 in their division. Ain't even played nobody. We put ourselves in this position to be ridiculed by garbage. By garbage. Garbage. If the Cowboys would have won last night, it would have been an onslaught. An onslaught on our ass today. It's quiet because everybody in the division lost. It's real quiet. And we needed everybody to lose. Because right now, we not winning. We on a 2-game losing streak. A 2-game losing streak. We run the risk of being tied with the goddamn Giants. We run the risk of being in last place tomorrow. I mean, on Thursday, if we don't beat the Giants. The Giants are a dangerous football team, Eagles Nation. They're dangerous to us. They're dangerous to us. Mills can't guard Shepard or Odell Beckham. These Giants are a dangerous 1-4 team for us. For us. Imagine if they put Saquon in the passing game. I believe Saquon could get loose on us in a run game. Saquon's elusive. This is a dangerous game for us, man. We're about to end up in last place if we don't get it tight. If we don't get it tight now. The defense played good. I think the defense will keep playing better. But what we have to do is we have to throw the ball down the field this game. You know what I mean? We have to throw the ball down the field. I think we threw the ball down the field, but we need to air it out. We need to challenge the cornerbacks. We need to challenge the cornerbacks, man, of the New York Giants. Challenge the cornerbacks and establish the run early. Establish the run early. We have no running backs. You know what I mean? I just don't understand why Doug Peterson is not running the ball. Why is he not running the ball? Jay Ajayi might not be with us next year, but wherever he go, they're going to use Jay Ajayi. And Jay Ajayi going to remind everybody why he even came to the Eagles, because he was being utilized in Miami. Mix it up. Run the ball. Run the ball. Self-inflicted wounds is not an excuse. It's not an excuse that we're going to run with. Personnel-inflicted wounds. Nothing about this is self-inflicted. Nothing about this is self-inflicted. This is personnel-inflicted. Obviously, we're making changes, but we don't want to make the change that makes sense. You don't make a change to the offensive line like that unless somebody is hurt. Wiz would have got it together. Although the offensive line played the best that they've played all year in the second half. All year in the second half. Wiz would have got it together. Other changes need to be made as well. If we're going to make changes in the secondary and changes on the offensive line, I mean, changes at safety and changes on the offensive line, why are we so afraid to make these changes at cornerback? Why are we so afraid? Are the cornerbacks not capable? Then come out and say that. If that's not the case, these guys need opportunity, man. This could potentially turn the season around. We cannot afford to have Jalen Mills one-on-one with Sterling Shepard or Odell Beckham Jr. He will be barbecued. He will be barbecued. Now we got to root for the Saints. Just being realistic, we got to hope the Saints take care of business. I believe they will, and I don't think there's no rooting necessary. We got to root for the Saints, though. To keep everybody at 2 wins at best. Don't make no sense, man. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and we need to get it together ASAP.